Hey everyone, welcome back to Movie Explained in English. So the story begins with a high school girl named Busba. Busba used to tease and harass the girls in her school and on her team, but no one complained because Busba told everyone that the teachers liked her very much and wouldn't listen to anyone else. Time passes and a new student joins the school. A girl named Jin. Jin joins Busba's class and Jin's first friend is Oren. Oren and her group advise her to be friendly with the whole school, but keep a distance from Busba, who's the odd one out. She picks fights with everyone, creates issues, and the teachers don't say anything to her because she is their favorite. The rest of the school is quite nice and friendly. During their conversation, another girl named Hong arrives at their table. She and Jin used to go to the same school, and now she's overjoyed to see Jin here. She tells them, there used to be a girl like Busba in our school. Everyone used to be mean to her. But then one day we both decided to teach her a lesson. We taught her such a lesson that she never bothered anyone again. Hearing this, Oren feels that Jin and Hong can take on Busba together. While they're chatting, Busba calls out to Hong from a nearby table. She starts teasing her. Jin becomes very angry, thinking that this strange girl is picking fights with people on her own and teasing them. She's determined to teach her a lesson. While inside the basketball stadium, Busba teases a girl in Jin's group, which infuriates Jin. She tells Busba, if you're so cool, stop teasing people and trying to convince yourself otherwise. You should beat me so everyone will believe you're cool. Busba accepts the challenge. A match takes place between the two, and Jin wins. This results in Busba being humiliated. She tries to vent her anger on Jin, and just as she's about to hit her, the coach arrives and takes Busba away. The group regroups for the match, and Jin asks them, have you ever thought about why Busba does this? The girls explain, because Busba, who's our senior, failed and joined us again. That's why she vents her anger by teasing us. Because she performs well in class, the teachers like her. That's why we can't say anything to her. At this time, they were eating. While eating, Jin spills something on her clothes. When she goes to clean it up, she bumps into a boy named Gun. He tries to be very friendly with Jin. But then, Jin's friend comes from behind and tells him not to talk to her. If Busba finds out, she'll come after you because Gun is her friend. Jin listens to her friend. But after a few days, Gun himself contacts Jin, because he started to like her. Jin also starts talking to him, and thus, they become friends. Jin continues like this, until one day, a major change occurs at school. Busba calls Jin and says, from today on, we won't fight. I'll mind my own business. I won't bother your friends, and you'll mind your own business. Don't interfere in my affairs. Jin agrees. Busba then asks her to accompany her to the academy where she used to teach young children. Jin tells her to take her friend Gun with her. But Busba says no, she won't. He's been talking to a girl lately. Hearing this, Jin feels guilty, as this girl was the one Jin used to talk to. Feeling guilty that she's also cheating on Busba, she agrees to go with Busba. But it turns out Busba was just doing all this to tease her. She takes her to class and, along with her friends, makes fun of her. Jin is so enraged by this insolence that she decides to tell the teachers. But Busba tells her to tell whoever she wants. It won't matter. At this point, Gun calls her and convinces her to stay away from Busba, and everything will be fine. Meanwhile, Busba also finds evidence that Gun was talking to a girl. She takes this evidence and shows it to Gun, and thus Gun is busted. A fight breaks out between him and Busba. Gun just wanted the opportunity to break up with her, as he was already fed up with her. So he does. This enrages Busba so much that she starts beating Gun, and the coach comes to restrain her. Busba's true identity is revealed to everyone. She's not a good girl, but rather an aggressive one. Consequently, the school management decides to expel Busba from school, which further angers Busba. The entire school is in fear that Busba might do something drastic before leaving, causing trouble for them all. The next day arrives. Nothing happens at school, and when or the students learn that Busba has finally left, they are overjoyed. But their joy suddenly turns to shock and grief when they learn that Busba has died. Everyone assumed that Busba could not bear the humiliation she had suffered and that she had killed herself. A funeral was held for Busba, and many children from school, including a whole group, attended. Meanwhile, we were shown that someone was performing a ritual somewhere far away. The scene of Busba's funeral is then reenacted. Busba's coffin suddenly opens, and it's assumed that whoever was performing the ritual was doing so to awaken Busba's spirit. All those present at the funeral were so terrified that they couldn't sleep the entire night. They were sleeping in the same room. Just as they were about to fall asleep, one of their companions suddenly wakes up, as if Busba was calling her. Suddenly, a chair turns toward her, as if Busba was sitting on it, and the girl starts screaming. The three girls calm her down and put her back to sleep, saying that Busba couldn't come. She's dead. The next day, they go to school and discover that someone has left a lot of trash at the basketball court. Upon examining it, they discover that the trash was black magic items. The sweeper, too, was terrified before cleaning it all up, as these black magic items are used to summon any spirit. Hearing the sweeper's words, the four girls are terrified. But it's time for practice. So they begin practicing. While playing, one of their friends sees Busba's spirit, and she is so terrified that she faints. Upon regaining consciousness, she tells everyone that she's seen Busba's spirit. They all realize that someone has performed a ritual, and through this ritual, Busba's spirit has been brought back to life, brought back into this world. During their conversation, the sweeper suddenly appears out of nowhere and begins behaving strangely. This confirms to the four girls that Busba's spirit has indeed entered the girl's body. The sweeper then appears before them, declaring, "Yes, I am Busba, and I have come to take revenge on you four. I will not leave you alive." The four were terrified. Jin quickly turns on her mobile phone's light and attempts to drive the spirit away, and indeed, the spirit, Busba, leaves the sweeper's body. The four girls, frightened, approach Gun and tell him the entire story. Gun takes them to a shaman. After examining them, the shaman explains that their suspicions are correct. A spirit is hovering around them, summoned into the world through black magic. The spirit was summoned to take revenge. If it isn't sent back within 3 days, it will wreak havoc, killing everyone who has wronged it. The girls ask what they can do to drive the spirit back. He explains that first, they must find out who summoned the spirit. Once they do, they must burn the person's black magic items that summon the spirit. This will cause the spirit to leave. The shaman also gives them a dagger that could help them kill the spirit. Before the shaman can explain anything further, Busba's spirit appears and attacks Jin. The 5 of them flee in fear. From the very next day, Jin is focused on her mission. She has to find the person who summoned Busba's spirit. She was awakened. She goes to Busba's room to get a hint. Inside, she encounters Busba's spirit, who knocks her down and says, "You all killed me together, didn't you? Now, I'll take my revenge on you all. It's just a matter of one day. Tomorrow, I'll kill you all one by one." Meanwhile, Jin holds the dagger in her hand and tries to kill Busba's spirit with it, but Busba's spirit doesn't appear. A short while later, we see all the students in the exam hall. While everyone is taking an exam, Busba's spirit suddenly appears inside their classroom and becomes visible to all the students. The students panic and run to the grounds. The teachers try to calm them down, saying that ghosts and spirits don't exist. "You must be under stress about exams," Jin says. "That's why you're seeing such things." But Busba enters the professor's body and tells everyone, "I am not just a hallucination. I'm here for real. I've come here to take revenge, and I'll leave." The group of 5 is even more frightened. Then a girl tells them, "I heard that Busba's father practices black magic." Hearing this, they all believe her father must have summoned her spirit. They immediately go to her house and finally find a large cache of black magic items. Before they can do anything with the items, Busba's father arrives, terrified by the sight, and attempts to escape, only to fall from his roof and die in the process. Afterward, they gather the items from Busba's father's house and, despite being injured, bring them to the shaman. Seeing the items, the shaman tells them to burn them. Busba will leave, and you'll all be safe. Following the shaman's advice, they all burn the items and relax, knowing that finally, nothing will happen to them. Relieved of their tension, everyone begins to return home, and Jin is called by Gun. While visiting Gun, Jin passes a market where an uncle is selling the same items they just burned. She asks the uncle what these items are for. The uncle explains that they are used to break black magic, and hearing this, her fear increases. She realizes that the danger is far from over. She also learns that Busba's father himself was trying to break the spell, and he only made things worse. Now, they aren't saved. Jin confirms that Busba wasn't gone. She also wonders who was supposed to call Busba back to this world. If her father hadn't called her, she was already scared. After 12 o'clock, we see that Busba has begun her rampage. She first tortures and kills the shaman, whom she had previously severely injured. After that, Busba goes to another friend and tortures her to death as well. Busba now targets Gun as her next victim. Gun feels someone following him in his car, but he cannot identify who it is. Terrified, he tries to get out. And Jin also tries to open the car, but Jin is unable to free Gun. Busba reveals herself to Gun, and Gun, terrified, loses his senses. Busba takes control of his car, causes an accident, and kills him, leaving only 3 survivors. Jin, too, is now terrified, wondering if she or her friends will be the next victims. She begins searching for her friends. But here we see her friend already sitting in the basketball court praying. Oren tells her friend that they should call everyone else. But Hong explains that everyone else has been killed. Only the 2 of us are left, and now we must pray for the freedom of Busba's soul. She is surprised at what this girl was saying. Is what I said wrong? This is what should have happened to all of them. Don't you remember what you did to Busba that night? The scenes go into flashback, and we are shown a major twist. Busba did not die, but was killed. The day she was expelled from school, she was extremely angry. She blamed Jin for everything. She felt possessed. She moved toward Jin to attack her, but Jin pushed her away in self-defense. Busba ran over to the railing. She collides with the structure, causing her head to explode and die. When they learn that Busba is dead, they all panic. They were also afraid they would be considered the murderers. To hide this truth, they plan and make a video that reveals Busba died, a video that acquitted them all of Busba's murder. Oren then asks Hong, "You're our friend. Why are you still supporting Busba?" "Because I loved Busba," she says. "You didn't know this, and you killed Busba, which hurt me deeply. I've summoned Busba's soul into this world so it can take revenge on you all." Hong then begins to attack Oren for Busba, and at that moment, Busba arrives. Jin also tries to save her friend, but she's unable to. And then Busba says to her, "What do you think? Will I let you go or will I kill you easily?" "That won't happen, Jin. I will take revenge on you. I will kill you and live inside your body. I will live the life I deserved, and in the end, you will be killed." As she says this, the scene cuts to a scene from some time later. Everyone at school believed that all 4 friends had died in some accident that day. Now, Jin and only one other friend were left in Jin's group. But everyone was unaware that Jin was also not alive. Inside Jin was the same Busba who still troubles them all. The movie ends here, and thanks for watching.